Hello guys, welcome back once again in the new video of React Native. In this video we will discuss the view and the basic structure of the Flex layout. In the core component we have the basic components, user interface. In the basic component we have a view, a text, image, text input, scroll view and style sheet. So all these are the basic components of the React Native. View is the first basic component, so click on the view. So actually view is the most fundamental component for building UI. So view is a container that support layout with flexbox, style and some touching handling and accessibility controls. So actually view is a container. So what is the means of the container? So container actually hold the other view and other components. So we can put buttons, images or labels on the view. So view actually a container. So in this example we can see here, so outside we are taking here a view and two view and a text box is put inside a view. So view we can directly import from the React Native library. But what is the meaning that it support layout with flexbox? So what is flexbox? So we can click on the flexbox here and we can see all the details of the flexbox. So here all the detail of the flexbox is given. So we can read here, a component can specify the layout of its children using flexbox algorithm. So flexbox is designed to provide a consistent layout on different screen size. So it means that with the help of the flexbox we can provide a consistent layout on different screen size. So it means that with the help of the flexbox we can use single design on different size of screens. In the flexbox we normally use flex direction, align items and justify content to achieve the right layout. So the first point before understanding the flexbox, so first point here is that what is flex? So flex, we define how your items are going to fill over the available space along your main axis. So space will be divided according to each element flex property. So here a example is given, so we can also understand this example, but with the help of the practical we will understand how we use the flex. So go inside the our React Native project. So our code is now looking like this. Only just one message is displaying here and I have already run the application. So now we will use the flex here. We will add here a flex. So first of all we just copy this style and we'll add inside the view. So we can add here style directly like this and we can add here another style for the view. So we just copy this and we can take here a name container. So container actually the style for the view. So we can use this like here and we can add here style. So in the container we can add here the style of the view. So we are implementing flex here. So we just take here flex and flex, normally we take the flex 1. So I am taking here 1 and taking here padding for, so padding is just for a space. All side space of the view I am taking here 20 and just I am saving this and just check. So now our message is displaying like this. Suppose I am removing this. So for the better understanding, suppose I am taking here another view. So this style we are not using, so we can now remove this text style from here and we can add here style like this. We can add here style, so we can also add the style here in the double curly braces. We can add here, suppose I am taking here flex 1 and the background color I am taking here, we can take here any color. Suppose I am taking here green and now I save this and check that. So now whole screen is occupied by the insider view, because we are using here flex1. So flex1 will occupy the whole screen because the outside container also flex1. So flex actually how your items are going to fill over the available space along your main axis. Suppose I am taking here 0.5, so it will occupy the half space of the whole space. Yeah, so now the inside view will occupy the half space of the whole space because we are using here 0.5. So suppose I want to take here 0.2, so it will occupy the 0.2% of the whole space, means you can say 20% just of the whole space it will occupy. Suppose I want to take here another views, so this view is red and this is the blue, and I am taking here 1, and here I am taking 2, and here I am taking 3, and now I am saving this. So here you can check that if I am taking here flex1, so here the parent view is the main view and it's flex1, so the children view will occupy the space according to the parent view. So because we are taking here flex2, so it will occupy the double space of the first view, and the third view will occupy the 3 times space of the view 1. So third view holding the 3 times space of the view 1, and the second view is holding the 2 times space of the view 1. So if I am taking here 5, so it will occupy the 5th time space of the view 1. So it is divided according to the whole space. Suppose I am taking here, so you can calculate it like that. If the whole space is flex1 plus flex2, so equal to 8, so actually it is the total calculation of the all view flexes, so it will hold according to this. Suppose it is the whole space is 8 here, and here third view is holding the 5th from the 8, and it's holding 2 from the 8, and the view 1 is holding 1 from the 8. So it will divide it according this. So next property is the flex direction. So flex direction actually we add inside the parent view. So suppose flex1 we are taking here, and we can add here one another property, flex direction. So actually what is the flex direction? So flex direction control the direction in which the children of the node are laid out. So this is also referred to as the main axis. So we can understand here like that, single quotes, and you can see here all the option of the flex direction. Suppose I am taking here row, so it will show all the children of the view in the row. Suppose I am saving this, and you can see here all the children holding the space, and the direction is row. So green is first, and the second is red, and third is blue in the same row. So suppose I am taking here another option column, so it will show like this, upper and bottom of each side in the column wise. So the first view, the green is the top, red in the middle, and blue in the bottom side. And the other two option, column reverse. So column reverse actually align the children from top to bottom. So it will reverse the column property. So if I am select column reverse, so it will show blue at the top, red at the middle, and green at the bottom. So it will reverse the column property. And if we take here row reverse, so it will reverse the row property. So here the row will be show like this. So the last row will be show in the front. So the blue is the first and the green at the last. So suppose I am removing from here flex, and just for understanding I am giving here width and height 70, and height is actually 70. And if I save this, So now the inner view is showing like this. So we are using here flex direction reverse. So suppose I am taking here the flex direction row. So now it will show like this. So suppose I want to give the color, background color in our main view. So suppose we are taking here white color and inner view is showing like this. So the another property we use is the justify content. So justify content actually describe how to align children within the main axis of their container. So suppose we want to use here justify content, so it will align the children according to main axis. Suppose we want to select here center and save this, so it will show the inner view in the center of the main view. And we can change this property here. Suppose we want to show the inner view in the end, so we can select here FlexAnd and we save this, and the inner view will be show in the end of the main view. And if you select here flex start, so it will show in the start. And if we select here space around or space between, so space around will give the space around the inner views. So it will also give the space in the leading and trailing side. So if I am giving here the space between, so it will give the space between the all views we are using inside the main view. Suppose I'm saving this, so it will give the space between each view. So it will always give the same space between the children's. And if I'm selecting here, so space evenly distribute children within the alignment container along the main axis. So it will give the space between the each adjacent items. So spacing between each pair of adjacent items, the main start edge and the first item, and the main end edge, the last item. So all exactly the same. So actually we are giving here the same space from the leading side or trailing side. So the next property we use here align items. So align items, commenting this line, and here I am using align items. So this is also the same. So suppose I am selecting here center, so it will show like this. So it is actually like a justify content, but instead of applying to the main axis, align items applying to the cross axis. Actually it is y axis y. So the justify content actually align the items x wise, and the align items justify the content y wise. So if I am selecting here FlexAnd, so it will show the item in the bottom side at the end of the screen, bottom side of the screen. And if I select here flex start, so it will show the item at the start of the screen, where the screen is starting. So we can also select here stretch. So the next alignment is stretch. So in the stretch we save it and check that our content is showing like that, but the no major difference is showing here. So actually stretch children of the container to match the height of the container's cross axis. For example, we are taking here height is equal to 70. So I am changing the third view and I am taking here the height auto. So now we check anything changed, but now the view is not showing here. So if I am flex direction is row, so I change it into the column and save. So you can check the difference here. So if I give here width is equal to auto, so it will adjust the width automatically. So the next align item is the baseline. So if I save it, so it will actually show all the items. So I'm saving now here. We are not using here stretch. So in the baseline, it will show all the item at the base point, at the starting point. So the next we use the align self. So align self actually has the same option and effect as align items, but the align self we use inside the children's. We are using inside the parent view. Suppose I want to add here the property align self, and here we can pick any one of them. So we can pick any option from here. Suppose I want to align the item at the end of the flex board. So I am selecting here flex end. So now save this. So check what will happen. We can check the third view. The child of the parent view is showing at the end of the screen. Suppose I am selecting here flex align items on the parent view. Suppose I am selecting here flex start. So it will affect on the child or not. So suppose I am saving this. So you can check that the child view is not affected from the parent property, because we are selecting here align item as a flex start, but the child property is flex end here. So it will not affected from the parent property if we have selected here align self. So we can set this property individual on the each views. Suppose I am taking here flex, and in the second view we can take another option. We can select here the center, and in the first we can select here the another option. Suppose here I am selecting flex start. So now I save this. So you can check that all the view is showing in the different points, because every view has the different align self property. So I hope this video is very helpful for understanding the FlexBox and view. So if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching.